All right, welcome back to the World of Wrestling podcast. Here today to finish off the night with WWE Raw from June 23rd, 2025 review. This episode was average at best. Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez was a terrible match. Roxanne Perez had to carry Jade Cargill throughout that entire matchup. Jade actually walks away with the victory. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso had a very entertaining main event televised match for regular television. I think it was very entertaining and decent. Cody, of course, walks away with the W on that as well. And the rest of the show was, okay, I guess. It was average at best. So let's go over it. We had Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed show up to kickstart the show. Seth welcomes everyone to Monday Night Rollins. Seth asks the fans what they want as they have been giving him mixed signals. Some fans chant CM Punk, and Seth tells them exactly. He says 1 minute they are chanting for CM Punk, the next minute it's OTC. The one after that, they are barking for the dog, and after that, they're singing his song. Seth tells him they have no idea what they want and doesn't care about what they want. Seth tells them they don't know what is good for them, so they need people like him to tell them what is good for them. Seth says he wants to try an experiment. He says even the things they think they want are because of him. He says Roman Reigns exists because of him. CM Punk says he came back to WWE because the fans chanted his name. Seth says CM Punk is back in WWE because this company wanted to cash in on how much Seth hates CM Punk. And that is the truth. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Seth says there is no second coming of Cody unless he is there to put him on the map. The World Championship, he was the first. NXT Champion, he was the first. Those things exist as they are because he built them in his image. He is the creator, he's the past, the present, and this is the future of this company. Seth puts his arm around Heyman and asks Seth puts his arm around Heyman and says they know a thing or two about revolutions. Seth says every revolution faces opposition and he will deal with that diplomatically until that opposition pushes him and forces his hand. And that is what happened to LA Knight. Seth says LA Knight stuck his nose in their business and got a tsunami after tsunami after tsunami for his troubles. And in a few minutes' time, his dog Braun Breaker has an opportunity to do the same thing to another person who has been a thorn in their side, and that's Penta. I don't see that as the case. Penta has had not much to do with the Seth Rollins faction that's going on here. We still haven't even gotten a name yet. I'd like to know what the fuck that is. Seth says there are a lot of people who think they have what it takes to exist at the very top. Champions like John Cena and Gunther, their respective challengers, CM Punk, Goldberg. Or those left in the King of the Ring, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Randy Orton. But what they fail to understand is that they are all running a race for second place. Seth points to the Money in the Bank briefcase and says that is the finish line, the end game. It has and always will be Seth freaking Rollins. Penta comes out to the ring, and we get Braun Breaker and Penta in a one-on-one match to kickstart the show. Great way to kickstart the show. I thought the match was fairly decent. And Braun Breaker's spear to Penta in that matchup was fucking brutal. Penta ends up losing the match. Braun Breaker gets the W. And that's how the show kicks off. Great matchup to kick off the show. Out comes Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed after the match to celebrate with Breaker. Seth approaches the ring and tells Penta that this is your warning. Stay out of my way. We cut to last Monday's Raw and we see Liv Morgan getting injured. Graves mentions that Liv will miss several months worth of action. We cut to Adam Pearce, who is backstage talking on the phone to Nick Aldis, but in comes AJ Styles. Pearce tells AJ that Dominic Mysterio is hurt and the match at Night of Champions is off. AJ tells him that Dom is ducking him and he leaves the room. In comes the New Day, who tell him that they have no idea for a photo shoot. What? In come the New Day, who tell him that they have no idea for a photo shoot. He tells them he wants to talk to them about a match next week against Finn Balor and JD McDonough, and it's official. They get angry and storm out. Groovy. Whoop-de-fucky-do. I think Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker should become the WWE World Tag Team Champions on Raw. I mean, if we're not going to have a tag team division, at least have the tag team titles on a more exciting and relevant group. I would, buy into the idea of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker being tag team champions. I think they would be like the Natural Disasters type of look, only probably better. I think them being as tag team champions would be fantastic at this point in time. Bronson Reed has not held a single championship since coming to the WWE main roster. So him going ahead and actually holding the tag team titles while under the Seth Rollins faction, I think is a fantastic idea. Just my opinion. Michael Cole and Goldberg have a sit-down interview. We cut to a pre-recorded sit-down interview between Michael Cole and Goldberg. Tells Cole that there was no way he was going to let Gunther disrespect him fly. He took his family as fans, trying to relax, not worry about anything, but he steps into a verbal assault from Gunther. He says the lack of respect that night was unbelievable, talking about it Bad Blood in 2024. Gunther disrespected him in front of his wife, son, fans, and his adopted hometown of Atlanta. Goldberg says he was not going to let that slide, and he was going to get revenge. He doesn't care if he has one foot in the grave. No one will talk to him like that and get away with it. And Gunther put himself in the spot of him wanting a match. He says Gunther was not going to get away with it. He is going to make him pay. He's going to beat the fuck out of Gunther at Saturday night's main event. I did like the intensity. I liked the F-bomb being dropped, so on and so forth. And his promo here was fine. His reasoning, yeah. But for it to take him this long to get revenge, it's kind of weird, honestly. Seems like just him planning this out from beginning to end. Like he knew Gunther was going to win the world title and have the title by, July 12th at Saturday night's main event in Atlanta. I mean, the whole thing's fucking crazy. We cut to Corey Graves and Michael Cole, and Cole states that he asked Goldberg if that match is his life match, his retirement match. Goldberg told him it is. Cole asked Goldberg what would happen if he wins the title in his final match. Goldberg told him that would be an interesting dilemma. Now, Something I hope that does not happen, even though it leads to Seth Rollins cashing in on the world title, is the idea of Goldberg beating Gunther so that Seth Rollins can cash in on Goldberg and become the World Heavyweight Champion. That would be fucking creative disaster on Gunther's part. Like, you literally did the exact same thing to Bray Wyatt as The Fiend back in 2020, and you're going to repeat the same mistake? I mean, granted, it's not in Saudi Arabia, but still, it's a terrible look. And I do not want to see Gunther losing the World Heavyweight title against Goldberg, just to put it on Seth Rollins. If you want to go ahead and make Seth Rollins the world champion, have Goldberg spear fucking Gunther after the match is over, when Goldberg loses to Gunther, and then have Seth Rollins cash in on Gunther. But him to go ahead and lose to Goldberg, I mean, that's just a terrible look, man. Goldberg, like he said, he even openly admits it. He's got one foot in the grave. He knows he's 10 steps behind what he used to be. But for him to admit that and then lose to Goldberg for Gunther, that's just a terrible look. You can't have Gunther lose to Goldberg. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Just so you can have Seth Rollins be the guy to win the world title from Goldberg so he can cash in on him. I mean, give me a break. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, I'm saying Gunther beats Goldberg. I don't think Seth is cashing in this match. I think it's going to be Seth Rollins cashing in on Cody Rhodes when Cody wins the WWE title from John Cena. Or maybe John Cena loses the title to Seth Rollins, causing John Cena to turn babyface, realizing how much of a stupid idiot he has become, and said to himself, you know what? I shot myself in the foot. I shouldn't have done what I've done. I had karma kick me in the ass. And he straightens up and he becomes the old John Cena. And I think that is the pathway that we go with this. But yeah, I don't see Seth Rollins cashing in on the World Heavyweight title. I see him cashing in on John Cena. And Seth Rollins bragging how he saved professional wrestling from John Cena taking the WWE title home with him. And he mentioned Goldberg. He mentioned John Cena. He mentioned Gunther. He mentioned everyone that's involved in any title match known to man. He mentioned Jey Uso. He mentioned Randy Orton. And he mentioned Cody Rhodes. All people before the main event for the semifinals between Cody and Jey Uso that everybody is on alert. They were warned. There is a strong possibility he will cash in on you and he don't give a fuck who it is. He will just do it because he wants to and he's the man. He's the future, the present, the future, and the past. Well, the future is the Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. But he's the present and the past. He's the it factor of pro wrestling. So, we see the Judgment Day backstage with Roxanne Perez, and Finn says Liv would not want them just sitting around and it's time for Dom to get cleared. Finn tells Roxanne that she will go on to become the Queen of the Ring, and he and JD will become new tag team champions next week. And Raquel is the women's tag team champions. Finn tells Raquel they need her as the enforcer, and the enforcer they know would make Rhea pay for what she did last week. Dom says he misses Liv, and Roxanne puts her arm on him and tells him everything will be okay. He wishes her luck on her match. She thanks him and walks away. Next, we see Bayley getting ready for her match, and comes Lyra, who apologizes for last week. They briefly argue, and Bayley apologizes. She says this match tonight has been on her mind all week, and when she beats Becky tonight, Lyra will be the first in line for a title match. Okay. Jade Cargill, Roxanne Perez. Shit match. Jade Cargill wins. I've already discussed this about 2 or 3 different times throughout these videos that I've covered with you guys. So, there you go. Back from commercial break, we have Sheamus is with the Alpha Academy and Natalia. In comes Rusev, who gets in the face of Sheamus. Rusev tells him he does his damage in the ring like a god, while Sheamus does it backstage like a snake. Sheamus says he was nothing in the League of Legends. Or, I don't think that was the name of their fucking group. League of Nations. And he is tired of talking. He tells Rusev it's time to put up or shut up. Rusev tells him he will make him remember this and walks away. I think this match should be saved for SummerSlam. Or Saturday night's main event. Something like that. This does not deserve to be put on a Monday Night Raw episode as if it's a meaningless fucking story. This is a story that deserves some kind of hype behind it, like as an opener to a show or mid-portion through the show. This needs to have a long, drawn, developed story for the next couple of months leading into the early August for SummerSlam and host on night 1. I think that would be a fantastic thing to do for both of them, giving them both something important to do on the show. God knows we're probably going to get like 5 to 7 different matches booked on both nights, so total of 14 matches more than likely. So I'd imagine that we're going to see, I could see them being able to fit a Gunther versus Sheamus match. I think it would be well worth doing that and build this up for a couple of months leading into SummerSlam. Gunther promo on Goldberg. So Gunther comes out. He begins by saying that last week he was supposed to celebrate regaining the World Championship, but Goldberg came out and told him that he was next. Gunther says he Gunther says he did a lot of thinking and he thought about what it means to be next. Usually it means being speared 1, 2, 3 and that's it. He says Goldberg is the most destructive man of his generation, but it's not 1999 anymore. It's 2025 right now. He's the guy. Gunther says he's the best professional wrestler in the company and the title proves it. But there is nothing Goldberg can say that will change his perception of him. And that perception is he sees a 50-year-old one-trick pony that cannot lace his boots. Gunther apologizes to Goldberg's wife and son for everything he's going to do to the man that used to be Goldberg. He says he is not like anyone he ever stepped in the ring with. It is his responsibility to make sure that the legacy and the myth of Bill Goldberg forever dies. And he drops the microphone and leaves the ring. Fucking loved it, number 1. Number 2, I hope that is the situation that occurs, that the myth and legend of Goldberg finally comes to fruition and he is done. No more spears, no more jackhammers, no more any of this shit. We see Gunther go in there, one-sided ass beating, finish him off, throw him to the wayside, and be done with Goldberg for good. If Goldberg wants to go in there and do what John Cena did for Brock Lesnar in 2014 SummerSlam and allow this man Gunther to get a major hands over Goldberg and literally kick his ass from one turnbuckle to the other and pin him in the middle of the ring without a fucking offensive move, I would applaud Goldberg 100% for allowing Gunther to do that. But I highly doubt that will be the case. I think we're going to get 5 minutes worth of time, and that'll be it. And Goldberg will get a little bit of offense in, and then Gunther will finish the rest. and do what he needs to do. Because Goldberg cannot go. He can't. He couldn't even cut a promo last week without gasping for air. He barely could get on the ropes. He almost fell off the fucking second rope, posing in the corner. I mean, that's just crazy. The man should not even be in a ring. He's not equipped to do this anymore. He was entertaining as fuck. You want to see Goldberg? Go see Goldberg in WCW Nitro and Thunder. You'll see everything he did in his prime and doing it better than what he's doing it now. Even better back in 2016 and 17. He was doing it better then. He was doing it better in the 90s than he was in the 2000s. Let me just put it that way. In 2017. Hell, even his 1 year run was better than what he's done in the modern day of WWE. Just putting it that way. So we're backstage with Jackie Redmond with Becky Lynch. She tells Jackie she just saw Bayley and Lyra conspire against her, and she walks away. She stops Sami Zayn and she asks him how he is processing his loss from SmackDown. Before Zayn could speak, in comes Karrion Kross and Scarlett. He tells Zayn he believed what he said last week, but what happened was that Zayn wrestled the Viper and he lost. He tells Zayn that Zayn will never be world champion. Zayn looks at him and tells him okay, and he hits him with a right hand. He tells Kross he is done talking to him, and he talked to Adam Pearce. Their match is official. He tells Kross tick-tock and walks away. The match is official on Night of Champions, so that should be pretty fun. Scarlett and Kross look at each other and laugh, and Kross tells her he got him. I don't know what he got. He got a match, at least. It gives him something to do. Make him worth being kept around and having a paycheck. I mean, God knows, we don't want Karrion Kross to become another victim to the release of TKO. Just saying. And if he ain't being taken to use, he ain't being used, and they're not doing nothing with him, that's exactly what TKO is going to do. They're just going to get rid of him. Hopefully that is not the case. Next, we have Becky Lynch and Bayley for the IC Championship for the women's title. This match ended up being disqualification. Becky Lynch ends up winning and retaining the title. Thanks to Lyra Valkyria, she got very fed up and mad with Becky Lynch. She got in the middle of the match and attacked her, got her Bayley disqualified by accident. And the two of them fought with each other back and forth throughout the entire ending of the match, after the match was called. And basically, Becky Lynch was laughing and smiling her way up the ramp, so don't blame her either. So there you go. Chad Gable's with Ivy Nile. Gable motivates her, but Gable sees Penta, and he tells Penta that it was his pleasure to watch Braun Breaker destroy him earlier tonight. Penta pushes him, and Gable goes for a right hand. Penta ducks, and Penta snaps Gable's arm. In come WWE officials, who break it up. Raquel Rodriguez comes out to the ring, and she looks angry. She tells Rhea that she can drag her out there with her nose ring, or she can come out here and get her beating. Rhea comes out. She marches to the ring. Rhea gets in the ring and hits Raquel with right hands. A big boot by Rhea, and Raquel rolls to the outside of the ring. Rhea to the outside, but Raquel spears her into the ring apron, and throws her over the timekeeper's area. Rodriguez pulls a table from under the ring, and Raquel turns around, and Rhea climbs the announce table and hits her with the right hand. She throws Raquel into the ring steps. Rhea sets the table up in the ring, and Rhea goes for a riptide through the table, but out comes Roxanne Perez. Rhea lifts her up and slams her face on the turnbuckle, and Rhea turns around, and Raquel hits her with a Tajeda bomb from the table. Adam Pearce is backstage, and in comes Rhea Ripley. She tells him she wants Raquel Rodriguez and tells her she has Raquel as. Rhea tells him it's official and walks away. The match will be a street fight at Night of Champions. Next was the main event, Cody Rhodes versus Jey Uso. Very entertaining main event match. I think the match went about 15 to 20 minutes. Fairly decent. Good matchup overall. I think both men worked very well together here. And very entertaining stuff for the main event itself. And Cody Rhodes walks away with the W. And they shake hands in respect for one another to end the show. And that's how the show went off the air. So there you go, guys. Like I said, show is average at best. Wasn't as good as SmackDown was this past Friday, but it wasn't terrible either to sit through. So it was fair. I'd give it like a C minus, maybe. C, a regular, or a C overall, grade-wise. So it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't that great either. But yeah, that was pretty much the whole entire show in a nutshell. So at this time, if you enjoyed the video and enjoyed my analysis of Monday Night Raw, by all means, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. Have a great night, guys. Bye.